So, how do you take something as abstract as a personal philosophy and turn it into something real? Something you can actually wear, something you can live by? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down here, using a case study of a brand called Philosophical Pivot.
And really, that's the central question, isn't it? It's one thing to have this powerful mindset, but it's a whole other challenge to actually package it up so people can see it, touch it, and make it a part of their everyday lives.
Okay, so the very first thing you have to get is that the product, it's actually secondary. The real foundation of a brand like this is the idea it stands for. You're not just selling a t-shirt, you're creating a symbol for a whole way of thinking and living.
So here's the really crucial insight. By focusing on these big universal pillars, clarity, strength, and resilience, the brand cleverly avoids getting stuck in just one little niche, like only fitness or only for work. And that broad appeal, that's what makes it relevant to pretty much anyone, anywhere. It's what gives the philosophy its real depth and, let's be honest, its market potential. All right, now let's talk about the name. A really strong brand name is like a mission statement in miniature, right? It holds the entire brand identity in just a couple of words.
And this name, it strikes this beautiful balance. You've got philosophical, which speaks to that deep, timeless wisdom that really grounds the brand. But then you have pivot, and that's all about action, change, and that modern idea of growth. It's like this perfect fusion of ancient thought with forward motion. So here's how those two powerful ideas click together. A philosophical pivot isn't just some random, chaotic change. No, it's a turning point that's guided by intention, by wisdom. And that core concept, that's what drives the entire brand story.
Okay, so we've got the philosophy, we've got the name. Now, how do you make it something real, something tangible? The brand's entry point is lifestyle apparel, and that's how they create that first physical connection to the mindset.
And this is a really key strategic move. By steering clear of being just gym wear, the brand creates this super versatile apparel that can fit into every part of your daily life. And what does that do? It dramatically increases its visibility, and it reinforces this idea that you can embody the mindset 24/7, not just when you're at the gym. The design philosophy itself, it's a direct reflection of the brand's core values. It all makes sense. Minimalism, that supports the whole idea of clarity. Clean logo placements, that makes it versatile enough for everyday life. And using timeless neutral tones, that's a deliberate choice to reject fleeting trends in favor of that enduring wisdom. See, every single design choice reinforces that core identity. So the designs themselves are actually built on these powerful single-word concepts. A lot of them are inspired by Stoic philosophy, that ancient school of thought focused on virtue, reason, and being resilient when things get tough. So for example, a shirt might just say clarity, acting as a little prompt to see things as they really are.
Or another design might just feature the word balance, which serves as a simple, wearable reminder to find some equilibrium in this pretty chaotic world we live in.
Then you have endure. This one speaks directly to that core Stoic value of resilience, that inner strength you need to move through challenges.
And of course, pivot itself becomes a design. It acts as the brand's own call to action for making intentional change. So really, each word is basically a wearable mantra.
So apparel is the starting point, but a true lifestyle brand, it doesn't stop there. It grows into a whole ecosystem. So the big question is, where does it go from here? And this is the long-term vision, the blueprint. It all starts with apparel. That's the accessible entry point. Step 2 is moving into tools for life. We're talking journals, notebooks, things that help people actively practice the mindset. And then the final stage, that moves into immersive experiences like workshops and retreats to build a real community around the philosophy. It's a clear path from just passively liking the brand to actively participating in it.
All right, so let's look at how all of this strategy is actually communicated. The brand's voice is absolutely critical, and it often gets distilled down most powerfully into its taglines.
And you can see how each of these options here really captures a different angle of the brand. Clarity in motion, that's active, it's dynamic. Wisdom, strength, balance, that's a super powerful declaration of the core values. And life is your pivot? Well, that's just an empowering, direct statement to the customer. But, wear your perspective is arguably the strongest of them all. It's such a clever call to action because it directly links the physical product, what you're wearing, with the abstract philosophy, your perspective. It's simple, it's memorable, and it just perfectly encapsulates the entire mission in 3 little words.
And check out how this all gets boiled down for a platform like TikTok. The first line sets the stage: ancient wisdom, modern living. Boom. The second line defines the content pillars: mindset, fitness, life pivots. And the third line? A clear call to action: shift your perspective. In just a few words, anyone who stumbles upon this profile immediately gets what the brand is all about. It's a fantastic example of really strategic communication.
And ultimately, that's what this brand is all about. It's a tool, it's a symbol, and it's a community, all designed to inspire intentional change. And it leaves us with this final question that turns the whole philosophy right back on the individual. The brand has its blueprint for a pivot. The only question left is, what's yours?